movies running all evening. We have Ghost today.
Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels can go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station, right now if you want the best content.
What's up, my horror hooligans? This is Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin, back with another video. Today we're talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. That's going to be releasing on July 18th. I just dropped a video about the possible reveal of the killer. If you haven't seen that video, I'll try to put it up right here to go to check it out. But today I want to talk about the possibility, are we getting Brandy back in this movie?
Her name's Karla. She's beautiful, man. I'm driving. Let's go. Come on! Woo-hoo! Going to find Karla. Going to find Karla.
A lot of people are saying, hey, she's nowhere to be in the marketing. That's somebody that you would probably want to market, because she did survive. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And whatever you think about the sequel, I personally love I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I think it's got some really sharp cinematography. I think that the characters are a little bit more engaging, and there's some more brutal kills. As far as like how bonkers the motive and this happening again and happening in the Bahamas and all that kind of stuff might be a little crazy, but it wasn't taking itself too seriously.
Some weed, I'll get with you later. Hey, what's up? Was you looking for the disco?
I think that this next entry, which is a legacy sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, the director has already went on record to say that, could we be possibly getting Brandy back? Karla is the character. They were, Julie James and Karla were best friends in that sequel, and I think that would be really, really awesome to see her presence, and I'm going to be pointing out some stuff here that possibly could give us like a little bit of hope, because
Let me get to the damn fucking point.
even though that she's not in any of the marketing, the director did say you have to go see this movie to find out. So it makes me think that like possibly is Brandy in this movie? Why would you say something like that if she's not? Because if she's not in it, then you just kind of diminish the value of your movie and anything that would come out after this. So I would think that she would say either yes or no, especially no if she's not in the movie. But with her saying, well, you got to go see the movie to find out, makes me think that there's just a little glimmer of hope that we will have Karla's character back in this. And I think it's a great addition too, because given that we're not really following the legacy characters, that is the main focus. It's the younger cast. I do hear that this has greenlit a sequel. So
you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Oh, what could happen with the sequel? They could actually go more into the legacy characters, kind of like what Scream 7 is doing right now. We're kind of veering off from our new characters and we're kind of going back to our old school characters. So I assume that a lot of the younger cast, the main cast that we are focusing on this one, is going to die off, and maybe one, maybe two are going to survive. But I think Ray and Julie are pretty much in safe way. I don't know how much for Ray. Let's say Ray either makes it out or doesn't make it out. Doesn't mean that Brandy can't show up. I think it'd be really cool to tie off the movie on like a decent note, but also maybe have like another nightmare sequence like we did at the end of the original Know What You Did Last Summer and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. and maybe after the aftermath and the killer's already revealed, or killers, go back and watch that video I just made yesterday.
And I know what you did last summer return.
Would you do it?
Hopefully I can make something happen with that.
Nice. So you would be open to return.
Yeah, it was in my contract to not die in the film, so why not come back?
And let me know what you think. But it'd be really cool if Julie James is, kind of, either retiring or taking a break from her job, because it does look like she's like a professor or instructor at that college. And wouldn't it be really cool if, like, we just see Brandy show up at the end with her bags and being like, where are we going, bitch? Or something like that. Or where are we going, girl? And I think it'd be a really cheering moment to see that they're about to go on vacation somewhere else. And maybe they even make a reference being like, anywhere but the Bahamas or something. I think that would be kind of funny and cool. And it could lead into our sequel of having a Julie and Karla team up movie, even if Ray's there or not there, or maybe something happens to Ray, and at the end, Karla comes to see Julie because of Ray's death. I hate to say that, but it is a big possibility. So prepare yourself. They could go either way at the end of this movie. Or even think about this. This is something that a lot of people haven't really talked about, is that this college that Julie James is at, it has to be in driving distance of where the main town is, where the fishermen and all the chaos is going on, and so was the original I Know What You Did Last Summer too. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Could this be the same college that Julie James and Karla were being roommates at the college before they took that trip and went to the Bahamas? That would be kind of cool. Like, they've been there that entire time. Maybe Karla is actually an instructor there as well. Maybe they're both working there. Maybe we'll see a scene early on where Julie James is thinking about going to help, and Karla's like, no, girl, you don't need to do that. You need to stay back. But Julie goes and helps anyways, and then Julie returns at the end, and Karla says something funny like, I told you not to go, or something like that. Just certain little writing like that. Like, I don't think we're going to get a big presence of Brandy in this. I do think that she will show up at least by the end of the movie, and that's kind of like where I would put her at, is let her show up at the end, especially if we have like a sad, legacy character go, like let's say Ray dies or something like that. Well, then this is kind of like bringing it up a little bit on a high note, with Karla coming back and comforting Julie, and they're about to go on another adventure or another vacation or something like that. Or they could be just staying at the college, and then that's where the killing happens, and maybe that's where whoever our final girl is, maybe that's where she goes to college in the next one. We get kind of like a Scream 2 scenario where the girl is at college, and then you got Julie and Karla there as instructors, and they're like, oh, well, we'll watch over you and all that kind of stuff. And the movie ends on a cliffhanger note of somebody putting I Know What You Did Last Summer on a mirror, or you see the hook killer underneath the bed, or whatever. They could do anything. But this is greenlit for a sequel, so I hope this movie does do well, so we can still get that. Even though it's greenlit, that sometimes they don't, if it doesn't do well financially, they won't go full through with it right away. They'll take some time and see how much it'll make on Blu-ray sales or streaming sales or whatever, because this is coming out the week after Superman and 2 weeks after Jurassic World Rebirth. So it's got a lot of competition there, even though it's different audiences. I hope a lot of people do go out and see this movie. It is a lower budget, so it won't take a whole lot to really get it over that mark to get a sequel in the works immediately. But there is a greenlit sequel, so I hope that they double down on some more fan service and kind of right those wrongs that Scream 5 kind of failed at. And the closer we get to the release of July 18th for I Know What You Did Last Summer, I am getting super, super excited. And not Monica, but Brandy and Monica are even doing like talk shows, and they're bringing back the Boy Is Mine tour. So she's coming back, and she was also in an A24 horror movie earlier last year, or maybe it was this year. I can't remember. I didn't see it, but I think it was called like The Front Room or something. So she is getting back into acting and back into horror and back into the groove of things. And so I think it'd be really cool, you know, to have her back in this one, since this is canon to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I think we need more of that. Don't hate on I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. The boat, fun fact, subscribe to Destination Station also if you want more I Know What You Did Last Summer content. And be a part of the Horror Hooligans podcast, become a hooligan, and the Woodsboro Cinema Club, where we do a lot of horror movie watch parties, and be a part of all that. All that is on my live stream feeds. So go check that out and subscribe to the channel. Hang out for a little bit and become a horror hooligan yourself. But like either a follow-up or something like a trip, or going to at a college, like a different setting for the sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know how they're going to call it. I can't see them calling it I Still Know What You Did Last Summer again, even though this is, you know, taking that same name as the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, because a lot of these reboots are doing that, like Scream and Halloween and everything. So yeah, I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts about that. And also, here's a fun fact. I meant to say this earlier. My acting coach was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and he was the boat captain, Red West. Rest in peace, Red. He was my acting coach back in Memphis, Tennessee. But he was the boat captain that drove them to the island, and that Ray stole the boat from in the original. And in the original script, he was supposed to get killed by the fishermen. He was supposed to be waiting at the docks for Ray. He was supposed to be the one that drove Ray to the island, but then stay back with the boat and get killed in the process. But they cut that from the movie. But with me being such a big Jennifer Love Hewitt, I had such a big crush. I thought I was going to marry this girl. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh my God, that like sealed the deal. That and Can't Hardly Wait. Those were my movies. So if you're anything like me, if you like 90s horror and 90s films and Jennifer Love Hewitt and all this kind of stuff, stick around for a little bit. Subscribe. And let me know in the comment section below if you think Ray's going to survive. Do you think Julie's going to survive? Do you think Karla's going to be in the movie at all? Because here's what Brandy even says about it. Like it even kind of, she's open to the return. So and the director even teased like you got to go see the movie to see if she returns or not. So I think they will. I think they will. Even if it's late in the game, it's not in the original script. I think they're going to squeeze it in because it's what the fans want, and it'd be something easy to tie in at the end and have her have a more upfront appearance in the sequel to this. So yeah, I love your faces. I'll see y'all later. Be a part of Scream Talk. We're gonna do some I Know What You Did Last Summer talk over on my channel, so subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.